The first thing that you'll notice is that the cutter, of course, is set at about 30 degrees. It's held on by a single bolt. The blade can be rotated to a new sharp cutting edge, and the fact that it cuts on one edge and rubs on the other actually polishes the rear end, which can become the front or the cutting edge, and so by rotating it fairly regularly you can keep a nice sharp edge. So that's a nice feature of it. Because the cutter is not in the center of the ball, the very bottom of the ball is exactly level with that cutting edge, so that if I place it down flat on a board, the cutting edge runs around in a circle and doesn't exactly cut. So you can see here, it just makes a few little scribed or scratch marks on that, because this circle is just rotating around the center. If I lean it over to about 30 to 60 degrees, that's probably the best position to use the tool. I can use it on any angle at all, like so, but on the very bottom it will only cut a flat section. So if I've gone down to a shallow depth like so, I can now move it around, leaving it flat on the bottom but curved where the cutter is. So here you can see I can get a very flat surface on the bottom with a curve in the corners. But if I want to go down deeper, I just lean it over and now I can penetrate deeper. Now I've gone deeper, still with a flat bottom. With a cutter like this, it is important to look or to consider the grain, so that when you're cutting across the grain, it works very much like a gouge. If you use a gouge across the grain, you'll find that it won't tear out, but if you're cutting along the grain, you should be watching which way the grain is going. Now this isn't as bad as a normal gouge, in that you can cut along the grain without getting tear out with most timbers, but with some timbers you might have to be a bit careful. So I'll just cut along the grain and just see how it goes on this piece of dirty pine.